Have you ever heard a song that felt like sunshine itself? A melody that could wash away your worries and make you feel connected to something bigger? For millions around the world, that feeling is synonymous with one name: Bob Marley. But behind the iconic dreadlocks and the laid-back reggae beats lies a story of struggle, spirituality, and a revolutionary spirit that changed music forever. Today, we're diving deep into the life, music, and enduring legacy of the king of reggae. Robert Nesta Marley was born on February 6, 1945, in the small rural village of 9 Mile, Jamaica. His mother, Chedella, was a black Jamaican teenager, and his father, Norval, was a much older white Jamaican of English descent. This mixed heritage placed Bob in a unique, and often challenging, position in the racially stratified society of the time. He often felt like an outsider, a white boy to some, not fully belonging to either world. This early experience of not quite fitting in would profoundly shape his worldview and his later message of unity and one love. When Bob was a boy, his mother moved them to Trenchtown, a tough government housing project in Kingston. Life was not easy. Poverty and hardship were everywhere. But Trenchtown was also a crucible of creativity. It was here, amidst the struggle, that Jamaican music was undergoing a radical transformation. The upbeat ska sound was slowing down, giving birth to the more deliberate, bass-heavy rhythm of rocksteady, which would soon evolve into reggae. In Trenchtown, Bob found his tribe. He befriended Neville "Bunny" Livingston, later known as Bunny Wailer, and they started making music together. They were soon joined by Peter McIntosh, who would become the fiery Peter Tosh. Together, they formed a group called the Teenagers, which eventually became the Wailers. Their early days were spent honing their harmonies, learning from local musical mentors, and dreaming of a way out of the ghetto. Their big break didn't come easy. They recorded for various producers, scoring some local hits but seeing little financial return. It was a tough, often exploitative business. But their talent was undeniable. Their sound was raw, their lyrics spoke of the realities of ghetto life, and their harmonies were heavenly. It was a potent combination that resonated with the Jamaican people. A pivotal moment in Bob's life and music was his conversion to the Rastafari faith. Rastafari wasn't just a religion for Bob, it was a complete way of life. It offered a spiritual framework, a sense of identity, and a political consciousness. He embraced its tenets: the divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia, the importance of repatriation to Africa, and the use of cannabis as a spiritual sacrament. His music began to transform. It was no longer just about love songs or dance tunes. It became a vehicle for his spiritual and political beliefs. The lyrics became more profound, tackling themes of oppression, liberation, social justice, and divine love. This is when the Wailers truly found their voice and their mission. The international breakthrough came in 1972 when they signed with Chris Blackwell's Island Records. Blackwell was a visionary producer who saw the global potential of reggae. He didn't want to water down their sound for a Western audience. Instead, he treated them like a rock band, giving them a proper recording budget and marketing support. Their first album for Island, Catch a Fire, was unlike anything most people had ever heard. The packaging was even designed to look like a Zippo lighter. It was followed by Burnin', which featured two of their most iconic songs, Get Up, Stand Up, a powerful call to action, and I Shot the Sheriff. The group's original lineup was about to splinter. Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer, both formidable talents in their own right, left to pursue solo careers, feeling overshadowed by the focus on Bob. Undeterred, Bob Marley rebranded the group as Bob Marley and the Wailers, bringing in the I3s, a trio of female vocalists including his wife, Rita Marley. This new lineup would go on to achieve monumental success. The mid-70s saw the release of a string of classic albums. Natty Dread gave us the anthemic No Woman, No Cry, a tender tribute to the women of Trenchtown. Rastaman Vibration broke into the American top 10, solidifying his status as an international superstar. His concerts became legendary, almost spiritual gatherings. On stage, Bob was a mesmerizing force, dancing in a trance-like state, his dreadlocks flying, channeling the energy of the music and the message directly to the audience. He wasn't just performing, he was testifying. But as his influence grew, so did the dangers. Jamaica in the 1970s was politically volatile, torn between two rival political parties. Marley, with his immense popularity, was seen as a powerful figure. He tried to remain neutral, preaching peace and unity. He organized the Smile Jamaica Concert in 1976, a free event aimed at easing political tensions. Just 2 days before the show, gunmen stormed his home, shooting Bob, his wife Rita, and his manager. Miraculously, everyone survived. Shaken but resolute, a wounded Bob Marley took the stage as planned. When asked why, he famously said, "The people who are trying to make this world worse are not taking a day off. How can I?" After the assassination attempt, Marley left Jamaica and went into exile in London. This period proved to be one of his most creative. He recorded the album Exodus in 1977, a masterpiece that Time magazine would later name the album of the century. It was a perfect blend of protest and praise, with songs of resistance like Exodus and the Heathen on one side, and songs of love and faith like One Love, People Get Ready and Jamming on the other. One Love in particular became a global anthem for peace and unity, a song that transcends borders, languages, and cultures. Marley returned to Jamaica in 1978 for the legendary One Love Peace Concert. In a moment that has become iconic, he called the two rival political leaders, Michael Manley and Edward Seager, onto the stage. As the band played Jamming, Marley clasped their hands together and held them aloft, a powerful, symbolic plea for an end to the violence that was tearing his country apart. It was a moment that showed the true power of music to bridge even the deepest divides. His influence continued to spread. He became a powerful voice for the oppressed not just in Jamaica, but across the world, especially in Africa. His album Survival was a tribute to African liberation, and in 1980, he was invited to perform at the official independence ceremony for Zimbabwe. It was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, to see his music play a direct role in the freedom of an African nation. Tragically, Bob Marley's time was running out. In 1977, during a game of football, he had injured his toe. Doctors discovered a malignant melanoma, a form of skin cancer. Citing his religious beliefs, he refused the recommended amputation of the toe. The cancer was kept at bay for a few years, but in 1980, while jogging in New York's Central Park, he collapsed. The cancer had spread to his brain, lungs, and liver. He fought the illness bravely, seeking alternative treatments in Germany. But his body was failing. His final album, Uprising, released in 1980, was a poignant and spiritual farewell, featuring the hauntingly beautiful Redemption song. Accompanied only by his acoustic guitar, Marley sang of his journey from mental slavery to spiritual freedom, a final testament from a man who had used his life to inspire that very journey in others. Bob Marley passed away on May 11, 1981, at the age of just 36. The world mourned the loss of a musical prophet. He was given a state funeral in Jamaica, an honor usually reserved for politicians and national heroes. But Bob was a hero of a different kind. He was the hero of the people. So why does Bob Marley's music still resonate so deeply today, decades after his death? Because it speaks to universal human experiences. The struggle for freedom, the search for justice, the need for love and unity. His rhythms make you want to move, but his lyrics make you want to think. He was a poet, a philosopher, and a revolutionary, all rolled into one. He took the music of a small island nation and gave it to the world, creating a soundtrack for liberation movements and a message of hope that continues to inspire. He proved that a song can be more than just a song. It can be a prayer, a protest, and a powerful force for change. His legacy isn't just in the millions of records sold, it's in the enduring spirit of one love that he championed. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the life of a legend, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. What's your favorite Bob Marley song? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.